Hey guys, LMNTRIX here. Hope you're all doing well and welcome back to the channel. Today we'll be taking a look at my top 5 favorite defensive spots for Breach on the map Bind. I've already made a video for the offensive spots, so if you want to check that out, all you need to do is look in the description down below or click on the I on the top of this video. And just to let you guys know that this video is a bit longer because I like to give you guys examples and explain why, where, and when you should use each of Breach's abilities. But as always, if you want to skip to certain parts of this video, I've made sure to link all the timestamps in the description down below. Feel free to let me know if you found this video useful. But anyways, if you've enjoyed this video, then you already know what to do. And if you're new to the channel and you really enjoy this kind of content, then why not consider subscribing? So take care guys, and I'll talk to you later. Alright, so starting off with spot number 5, it is personally my least favorite spot to play. But if you're a Breach that likes to play a little bit more aggressive and catch the enemies off guard, then this spot might be for you. At the start of the round, you want to come here in Hookah, and here's where the barrier is going to be. You just want to hug the barrier. Take out your flash and have it ready to either pop it on this box, or you can actually even pop it on the corner of that wall. When the barrier disappears, you pop it and you come out here, and anyone in this range over here will be flashed. Now, people don't tend to pop flashes from up there, so it is quite a rare spot, and people are not going to expect it, right? So once you peek, you can easily get 1, maybe even 2 kills. However, keep in mind that the goal of this push over here is just to expose yourself as little as possible, just to get some information to see if they're rushing, and then perhaps fall back and call the team to rotate, right? Because if you expose yourself too much, you're gonna die. Simply because the flash will fade. Once you pop the flash, you might get a kill or 2, and then the flash will fade and you're dead. So if you see the opportunity for a trade for 2 versus 1, that's always good. Otherwise, perhaps just get intel, fall back, and call your team to rotate. Alright, so for this next spot, we'll be starting off right here next to lamps. And what you want to do is have a teammate of yours kind of give you some information, or if you see that the enemy is rushing up short, then what you want to do is come here, take the teleporter, and use this anywhere up here on the wall to pop a flash, and then come up behind them, and then get an easy kill on them, right on their back. So when you take the teleporter, you don't want to just wait a little bit and wait too much, because you're going to give the enemies enough time to reposition and to get an awkward angle on you. So as soon as you come to the teleporter, pop the flash, come out here, and get that easy kill, right? Now, essentially what you're going to do is you're going to flash every spot if you pop it right here in the middle, except if they're hiding right behind this box over there on B short. That is not going to flash them. What you can also do is pop your ultimates into this side over here, and as you can see, it's going to take everyone out that is sitting on short. Or what you can also do is pop it onto Hookah, and you can see that you basically cover the entire Hookah. So if you know that they've pushed up into Hookah and your team on B needs help, then make sure you take that teleporter and pop your ult right across here and follow up by coming right behind them, and they're not going to expect it. Also, don't forget to check this side over here, because sometimes, of course, they're just waiting over here for you.
Flash out. Got you. Spike spotted.
1 enemy remaining.
Let's go.
Okay, so for this next spot, we'll be looking at B bomb site, and we will be holding the angle into Hookah. Now, when enemies push up into Hookah, you kind of, in that sense, I mean, you can see a head pop in from there, as well as you can see their head slightly popping. So it's going to be quite a battle of who's most accurate at that moment. But as Breach, what you can do is get the advantage by popping a flash anywhere on the top of this side over here. So what I tend to do is pop a flash there and then take a peek. And then usually they just walk sideways. You'll see this. The flash will come in and there'll just be flash standing out here in the open, and you can kind of easily one-tap them. Another thing that I really like to do with breach on B-bomb site is use my fault line. And if I know that they're either on this left side or if they're on the right side, then I prefer to use it on one of those sides. So let's say I use it on the left side here. I pop it, I take out my aftershock, and I pop it into that corner. What that's going to do is kill anyone that's trying to hide in this little corner over here.
Window.
On 3 HP.
My ult's not ready.
You can do exactly the same thing into the person if they're hiding into this corner over here by popping your fault line in this direction and then using your aftershock to follow up. And it's pretty effective. What you can actually do as well is if you know they're rushing up, let's say you've played a little bit aggressive as in spot number 5 and you see that they're coming up here, what you can do is drop down, pop your fault line there, and then jump into there and pop your aftershock. Because they're not going to see it, they're going to be running out here and then it's going to pop as soon as they come out if you time it right. And it is pretty easy to time it if you know that they're rushing you and that they're coming out and you've already popped your aftershock into this box over here. Once they come out, they're going to get hit by it. What's also really good is you can hit that angle actually. The same thing as we did with that fault line on the left side. You can actually hit the, you see you can hit the box from here. And that's also really effective as well. I've managed to get a few kills like that as well, where I pop it on this box and people are kind of here and they're either stuck or they don't expect it and then they're dead. Now, in that sense, you can also play it from back here, giving you the ability to rotate into elbow in case you've lost, in case they've smoked here or they've slow orbed you and you don't really have an angle anymore, then you can also fall back into elbow.
Продавай short still.
Blinding.
Hookah. Oh, I think they're coming B.
Flash out.
One on the box.
Blasting. My ult's ready. Too late.
Nice.
Alright, so for this next spot, we'll be coming back to lamps, but instead of pushing into the teleporter, we'll be staying in this corner over here and holding down this spot. Now, usually enemies will push up from here, and what you want to do is to either get some info or to catch them off guard with a nice flash is to use this box over here, this corner over here. You can even use this corner and even this box at the bottom. That's why I really like to play from this angle, simply because there's so many different spots which you can use to kind of pop your abilities. You can also use your fault line over here. If you see on the map right now, you can use it across this angle over here, pop it, combine it with your aftershock, and use it into there. And it's really effective at clearing out this angle as well, because if you've popped the flash, they hide back into here, you pop your fault line, and then your aftershock, it's an easy kill on anyone standing over here. So let me show you guys real quick on how I usually like to play it. And that is by waiting a bit so they can kind of push up, you know, kind of bait them into coming closer, and then use that corner over there, take a peek, and then either get a kill, or if I don't manage to get a kill, I can fall back and then I have info to give to my team. Also keep in mind that this spot is heavily, how do you call it? Like, people usually smoke the spot, they usually slow orbit, or you'll even have a brimstone molly coming into this corner over here. So just keep that in mind. If you have a molly, feel free to pull back and to pop a flash off this wall over here. So if you pop it over there, it still flashes anyone coming up close over here, right? It even flashes anyone that's holding the spots back there. So don't feel, don't feel the need to kind of stay up here constantly. You can also fall back, you can pop the flash over here, and you can peek again. If they've smoked it, what you can also do is, as I said, you can pop the smoke over, pop the flash over here, and that will again flash anyone that's a little bit closer up over here. You don't want to pop it if they're still further back and it's early into the round, because that flash over there only will flash people into this angle once they've pushed up. You can also flash, as I said, over here, and that's a very nice spot as well. Enemies are not going to expect it, and again, it's going to flash anyone standing right out here in the open. And as I've also already covered at the beginning, don't forget that you can use your fault line into this corner over here through the teleporter and combine it with your aftershock to kill anyone into this corner. So there's definitely a lot of room for using your abilities here on lamps, and it is extremely effective. So definitely try and give it a go on using this box over here, this corner, this little box here, and even that corner as well.
There they go again.
Flash out! My ult's ready. Worthless.
Nice, dude.
All right, now coming to the final and my favorite spot on Bind to play Breach on is a bomb site. Simply because you have the cover of this box, you have the cover of this corner over here. You can even pop back into truck over here and hold this angle. So there's so many different spaces which you can play Breach on a bomb site. What I usually like to do is early on into the round, hold this angle over here, and you can hear for audio cues in case they're pushing up showers. And if they come up here, they're going to make noise, they're going to use their abilities, and they're going to come out here. Once that happens, there's so much room for you to just, pop a flash off here, take a peek. You can even pop a flash on that corner over there, take a peek. You can use your fault line over here, combine it with your aftershock in case they've come up into this corner over here. So there is just simply so much you can do by playing this angle over here. Now, also keep in mind that if they've smoked this spot, usually like there'll be a brimstone maybe, and he'll smoke this spot, and heaven. Don't be afraid to be a little bit more aggressive as Breach when you're holding a bomb site, because when they smoke that, they're probably going to come up here and they're going to plant default.
Spike planted.
Easy.
One's on your left.
Forever.
One enemy remaining.
Nice, dude. Nice, dude. Nice.
Let's go, dude.
That's right, isn't it?
This is the most common spot where anyone plants. And if you're hiding in this corner, it's so easy just to use your fault line and then pop out your C and pop it into here. And they're dead. I've gotten a kill like that a few times as well, where they think they're safe and they never check this angle, and you're a Breach, you're holding with your fault line, you pop it onto bomb site, your aftershock, they're dead. So it is really effective to play this spot. Now, keep in mind that this spot, you're kind of stuck, right? So if anyone's going to molly it, if they're going to slow orbit, or if anyone's going to throw any lethal abilities in this corner, you are pretty much stuck. So just keep that in mind, and make sure that if you've been compromised and if you know that the enemy have seen you from short perhaps, or if you've already killed one over here, don't necessarily pop back into this corner. Instead, use other cover, for example, the box on site, to kind of keep holding this angle over here, keep holding bathrooms, or you can even fall back onto behind trucks and hold the angle on bathrooms. There is quite a few things in terms of your abilities which you can also use. In case you want to play a little bit more aggressive, you can also come out here, pop a flash over here, and take a peek into showers. Or if you want to help out your team on short, what you can also do is pop your fault line. If you look on the map right now, I'm popping it so I'm hitting the corner of the teleporter, because that's kind of a usual spot for people to go and hide. So once I pop that, I can take out my aftershock and hit it into that corner as well. I've also managed to get a few kills that way as well, where I've managed to stun people here, they can't move, the aftershock comes through this wall and they're dead. So again, a bomb site is my favorite simply because there's so many different angles and so many different spots where you can use your abilities on. Oh, and one more thing that I would like to add, and we kind of covered this in my other video when we looked at more of the offensive side for Breach on Bind. Using this corner over here to pop a flash is extremely effective as an attacker, but also keep in mind you can use it on the defending side as well. So if, for example, you know that the last guy or last two guys are short, and you're willing to expose yourself enough from bathrooms, what you can do is pop a flash over here, come out here, and get an easy 1 or 2 kill, because that over there is, there's not much hiding from it, and it's going to come really unexpected if a flash peeks on the top of their screen like that. So that's also another flash that I like to use, and I've noticed it is quite effective as well.
stages to bathrooms.
Fire in the hole!
Get some time.
Clearing out. Blinding. No match. Flash out.
One's toilet. One shot.
My ult's ready.
Good.
Make it 4.
I'll play it.